So when I was in high school, I was in grade 11 and we were doing the Shakespeare Schools Festival, which happens every year in South Africa and around the world. And we were doing the Scottish play, which obviously can't say because it's bad luck to say it. But I was playing Lady Macbeth. And it was that night that the director of the show, who was also my drama teacher at Wynberg Boys High School, Miss Ksenia Villanova-Bruton, introduced me to Chris Weir, who was at the time, the Little Theatre Director at UCT. And he basically asked me what I was thinking of doing after high school. And at the time, I was into sort of engineering, maths and sciences. And so that was the path that I was going to go down. But I think I realized at that point that there is a possibility to make a career in the arts, and that actually people need to be in the arts for us to progress as a society. So that sort of changed my trajectory from engineer to artist, and I'm much happier for it. So as an artist, and particularly as a freelancer, if you're not working for a building or for a company, so you're not on a salary, you kind of have to see yourself as the business and you have to run yourself as the business. So you have to learn how to do your own taxes, you have to learn how to market yourself, you have to learn how to write up your own budgets and your own expenses and invoices and all of those things that I didn't realize went into being an artist. So you get to explore the very intricate nitty-gritty maths and sciences bit that I really love, while at the same time being an artist. And for me, it's about taking on jobs and roles that I find both creatively fulfilling and economically sustaining, because, you know, we can't eat exposure. So it's really important to balance things out and to make decisions based on what you want to do. And at the end of the day, money will follow you if you're being true to yourself and if you're standing in your power. And yeah, contrary to popular belief, there's actually a lot of ways to make a living in the arts industry. I think everyone has this idea of the starving artist in their minds. But you actually can make a living and push yourself forwards as an artist. You have to, as a freelancer, if you're not working for a building or for a company full-time, you have to learn how to budget yourself, market yourself, how to write invoices and expense reports, all things that I didn't know went into being an artist. So you balance that sort of creative side of your career with the nitty-gritty maths, sort of economics, EMS, accounting side of your career. For me, early on, it was about taking lots of jobs that interested me. So anything that I found really interesting or exciting, be it stage managing, directing, writing, acting, doing commercials, I did everything that I could because I just wanted to work and I just wanted to do what I was passionate about and what I loved. And I've always lived with the idea that if you follow your truth and if you stand in your power, money will come to you. And you'll be safe and secure in knowing that at the end of the day, you've done the right thing for you. I think that there is nothing more important for young people to learn about than the arts. Not only does it teach you how to speak, how to stand and breathe and be confident about yourself, but it also teaches you how to empathize with other people. It's very rare, and especially now that we've in the middle of a pandemonium in a panini, that we get to interact in real life with people and be emotional with them without sort of wondering, oh, what are we going to get from this? Or where's the opportunity? You know, the arts gives us a chance to really sit with ourselves, with other people, with our community, with the world at large, and introspect and empathize and find solutions for some of the big problems that we can't find out in the science classroom and that we can't find out by learning Pythagoras' theorem. I think arts education is what gives a country its soul. And as South Africa, there's nothing our country is better at than soul and spirit and life and joy. And I mean, without the arts, we would have no way of expressing that. If you want to follow a career in the arts, don't let anyone stop you. Just don't. Because there's going to be people in your life who tell you, oh, this isn't a real career, or oh, you can't make money, or oh, you're just performing. My mom used to say that to me all the time, you just want to perform. But at the end of the day, if you're following your heart, if you're following your passion, and if you're working hard at it, you're going to be just fine. And it doesn't matter what you do with that. You could be passionate about accounting. As long as you work hard at it, you can do it. And it's the same for the arts. So don't let the naysayers say nay. What do I do different? I wouldn't have taken bio. I wouldn't have taken bio because I don't really, physics, surprisingly, I use a lot because it's about, you learn a lot about colors and amperages and wattages and stuff like that. So when I was learning about lighting design and color design, it was really useful. And also with set design and costume design, that was really useful. Bio is the only thing that's not really, I don't really feel like I need to name the bones in the ear very often in my career. I would have taken accounting instead of bio. And I probably would have just holistically been a bit easier on myself. I took things very seriously in high school. I took high school very seriously, which is important, but I think I took it too seriously and I didn't allow myself space to breathe. I put a lot of pressure on myself. And now, when it's all been almost, 10 years now since I matriculated, I think if I could tell high school Ameera to just chill out for half a second, she'd be a lot happier in high school. So my inspiration comes from many different places. There's so many South African artists, in particular theatre artists, that I respect so highly, like Amy Jefter, who's a writer and director for both stage and TV and film. I love her work. I find her so inspirational. South African musicians like Shekinah, I think are incredible and just doing amazing stuff in our entertainment and arts industry. So that's where my sort of career inspiration comes from. But in terms of the stuff that I really love about what I do is I love connecting with people. I love sitting across from somebody, looking them in the eye and talking to them and finding out about them and making something beautiful together, making a piece of art together. Theatre is one of the few art forms that exist live and in the moment. Like, you're never going to see the same theatre show twice because anything could happen on the night. With a film, you know what you're going to get, you know what you're going to watch, the scenes are going to happen, the pauses are going to come at exactly the same point, and that's fantastic and wonderful. But theatre, you're right there. You know, if an actor is crying on stage, they're crying right now with you right there. If they're screaming with you right there and laughing and singing, and it's all happening right in front of you. And that, for me, is the most amazing human experience that we can have. And the fact that we get to share that experience in a collective, in a room with other people, there's nothing better, and any actor will agree with you, there's nothing better than hearing an audience gasp at the same time. Because you just know everyone's feeling it, everyone's heart is pumping together. You get it at sports and you get it at theatre. My dream for the future of arts education in South Africa is so big because I know that our country is just full of creativity and full of joy. And that, for me, is what theatre and arts is about. It's about an expression of feeling, an emotion that is so big and so much that your body can't hold it any longer, and you must say something, do something, dance, sing, write, act, whatever. And I know South Africans have all of that. So my real hope for arts education is that people take it a little bit more seriously and don't think of it as this like fun little hobby that we do on the side. These are ways that people can express themselves. These are ways that people can find themselves. These are ways for people to make lives for themselves. I mean, for me, if I hadn't gone to Wynberg Boys High School's after-school drama, and met Miss Villanova Bruton and done Shakespeare Schools Festival, I wouldn't have been sitting here in London as an associate director for one of the biggest drama schools in London and one of the biggest touring companies in the United Kingdom. And knowing that is such a weird, like, mind-bending thing for me, is that if I hadn't gone to that, on that Friday at 4 o'clock till 6 o'clock, if I hadn't gone to that class, I wouldn't be sitting here, I'd be sitting in an office somewhere. And so really allowing students and young people to have those moments and to make those choices and letting them follow their passions and their dreams, because you don't know where it'll take you. You could be sitting in New York or London or standing on the main stage at the Baxter or the Artscape and doing something that you love. And that, I think, is so beautiful and so brilliant.